Hello, everyone. I am Rashida Chandler, and I am an assistant professor at Emory University in the School of Nursing. Let's have a conversation, you and me, on the topic of surviving your new academic position, career planning, and negotiations. Let's get started. So, remember, you choose your academic trajectory. You have options and opportunities. One key opportunity or option, however you might see it, is mentorship. Who's going to be your team? You will need a mentoring team. Your institution assigns you a mentor, but in my experience, you need a diverse group of mentors to help you navigate different aspects of your career. For example, you might need a content mentor, someone who is expert in the area that you are seeking to become expert in. Also, maybe you might need a scholarship mentor, someone who's looking at your overall career trajectory and making sure you're getting those grants and publications that you need. You may need a teaching mentor or a specific person who's helping you with grant writing or a grant writing mentor. So, you need to determine your professional development needs and seek those opportunities. I would say that fellowships have helped to cultivate my relationships, and they continue to help me as I grow in this academic setting myself. You're always growing and you're always going to have mentors. In this presentation, I am putting special emphasis on tenure and promotion. What I say here is that you need to know where to go and you need to know how to get there. At most institutions, there are three main components to reaching the goal of acquiring promotion and tenure. That is scholarship, teaching, and service. When it comes to scholarship, can I tell you a little secret? Publish manuscripts or articles or perish. There will be a huge emphasis on grant writing, and that is important. However, it is a clear indication of your productivity when you have publications in your area of expertise or your area that you're aspiring to become an expert in. Grants are never guaranteed, so although you are writing them, it may take time to achieve grant funding. Guess what? Publications help when you are trying to secure a grant. So remember that. Hmm, did you ask how can I possibly write two first author papers, contribute to other papers, all in a year's time? I'm going to give you a few tips. Write every day for 15 to 30 minutes. Collaborate. Team science is inevitable, but the team should work for all teammates. It is a way to help you get these expectations met. So remember, you should have at least two to three first author publications in a year's time, and then you should contribute to others. So you may not be first, maybe you're second or third, but that is usually the standard for you to demonstrate that you're being productive. I would also add within the manuscript realm that you want to make sure that when you're writing publications, if you don't necessarily have primary data, there are ways for you to analyze secondary data or for you to do a quick study that would not cost you a whole lot, some qualitative work, maybe focus groups or interviews so that you can get you some data and be able to keep that writing going. So next, let's chat about some teaching goals. So some of the things I might suggest is that you request or ask for courses with which you have content confidence, and by that I mean you are familiar with the course content. For instance, women's health, HIV, social determinants of health, underserved populations, rural health. Those are areas that I'm extremely confident in and I can teach about pretty easily without having to take a whole lot of prep time. And so I would suggest that you have some of those courses in mind that exist in your department. If they don't exist, maybe go to number two and create these courses that there may be some gaps in the curriculum and students may be interested in some of the expertise you have, which is why your institution likely brought you on. You fill those gaps. You could create some courses that might be helpful for you in preparation, but also to enhance the education of the students there. In addition to that, team teaching is helpful. Bringing content experts, so maybe you're not necessarily teaching everything or every week. You're bringing in others to help supplement that. And then again, I like to always emphasize teaching mentorship that is helpful, especially when you're first starting out, to have people who can help you navigate teaching. And finally, we come to service. And I put here cultivating community relationships. And I highlight community, impact, advocacy, and hope, which these are all things that you should want to bring to the people that you are serving with your research and other activities you may engage in the community. Your partnerships in the community typically cultivate relationships that can advance your scholarship. Communities don't want to be bystanders, but active participants in interventions geared toward them. Who is your population of interest? You should ask yourself that. And what relationship do you have with that population or community? Think about it. If you don't have those relationships, it's okay. This is the time for you to build those relationships, cultivate those relationships so that you can be a very successful researcher and academician. Phew, now you're out of the honeymoon period. You have learned the culture and the expectations, which you do typically in those first few years. And now you are in the 2 year tester, and this is when you start questioning yourself. You ask, is this really for me? And what I'm going to tell you is to dismiss those doubts. And the answer to that is yes, because you have put in a lot of work to get here, and we need you in this space. And what helps with this is balance. Balance is important. Your professional obligations can be all consuming, but family, friends, and fun are essential to having longevity in this academic space. So, yes, you're going to be focused and get things done, but we want you to balance that with spending time with your family and having some fun too. Now, you're past that 2 year tester and you're hitting your mark, or you're hitting your stride and you're becoming the expert. You are being called upon to be the guest lecturer or do series in the department on your topic. So, who are you to them? What is your personal statement? How are you branding yourself? So, I need you to brand you. Yes, you represent your institution, but you also represent yourself in this space. And this is time for you to negotiate. You have the goods. They want your expertise. Everyone wants your expertise. And so no matter what institution you represent or you are going to be employed at, you can take whatever your work is and your expertise with you anywhere. I heard you ask me, Rashida, what do you mean about branding yourself? So I'm going to show you some examples of some of the work I'm doing. So our brand, my overall brand in my lab is Queen Savvy. So a lot of the branding content that I use for like the projects that I'm lead on is that savvy. It's going to be in the text. So Prep Savvy is a prep module that I created for college women. It's called Prep Savvy. So, and then I just recently received funding from NIH to create a mobile app for HIV to promote HIV preventive content and sexual health content to Black women, and that's called Savvy Her. And so you'll see those two brands. I wanted to also include another brand that I'm a part of, which is PM3. I am among esteemed colleagues at other institutions where I'm a multiple PI on this, but this is also very aligned with women's health and it's another branding opportunity. So all of our brands, or all of my brands, have a logo. It has a specific branding color scheme. So all of the branding is utilizes those brand logos and colors, and so it becomes recognizable and associated with me and my overall brand. And that's what I mean by said, making sure you have a personal statement or a personal trajectory so that wherever you go, you take your personal brand and people still associate you with it no matter what institution you go to or you teach at or you become a part of the faculty. Okay, now you're giving them something to talk about. And so we'll just kind of conclude with some final thoughts. And those are: one, to be intentional with your time. Make sure all of your professional commitments help to advance your career trajectory and your goals, your professional goals and personal goals too. Tactical team building. Strategically build your team that demonstrates clear benefits for you and that team. Have balance. Professional obligations are only one dimension of your life, and we are multidimensional beings. Try to be balanced so that you don't resent your professional choice. Surround yourself with mentors who can help you meet your goals. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. I have enjoyed speaking with you today. If you have any questions, you can feel free to email me at r.d.chandler@emory.edu. Enjoy the remainder of the conference and good luck on your academic career. I look forward to seeing great things from you. Take care. Bye bye.